I don't normally like to look at ads, but if they're any indication of where we are at as a society with our values, we are on the downfall.
Don't know your status? Well, if you haven't gotten tested in the last 6 months, check out Quick.
Believe in something, even if it means sacrificing everything.
What's going on with this rain? This is not conducive for a pride party.
Nature lets you be who you are.
Even gay. Let's talk about it. All right, guys, like I said, I don't normally like to look at advertisements, but we're going to get into some ads that I've seen recently and just compare them to what advertisements used to look like in America back in the Disney when we had strong core values and we sort of unified behind a love for country and a love for idealism and trying to really fight to work towards an ideal of a man, an ideal of a woman, just having goals and standards set for ourselves and wanting to be the best and be competitive in the market. It seems like we've fallen from grace as far as those values are concerned. But before we get into these ads, please like and subscribe so that more people can see this channel, more people can hear about the values that we're talking about, because this message, I think, is needed now more than ever. Now, this idea spawned for us when I saw this Gillette ad that was posted by Constantine of Trigonometry. And think about this before we watch. When was the last time you saw an ad like this on television for any given product? Let's watch.
You're looking sharp. You're looking good. You've come so far. We know how to make
Dads.
the most
He's getting married. Trophies, teaching his son how to lift. Look at that.
on so many faces, it's plain to see. We give you all we have to give, for all a man can be. Where the race is
Working on Wall Street.
Gillette Contour Plus with lubricating strip. For the best a man can get.
Now, I couldn't care less about razors. It's not about the actual product here. I just want to talk about the sentiment that is placed in this ad. And we know how ads work, right? They're going direct to the consumer and they want to resonate with you so that you feel you're connected to this product in some way. Now, this is Gillette back in the day, putting this out and saying, you know how we connect with our consumers who are American men? We show them sports. We show them working hard. We show them sweating their asses off as they're trying to be the best that they can be. We show them getting married, pursuing women, having children. We show them working in finance or in whatever respective field as competitively as they possibly can. We show them together with their best friends, building camaraderie through these separate activities or through work or through getting married. And we show a distinct connection between man and woman that men are striving for in the society, to get married, to build that nuclear family, the strongest unit that you can build in your life. And that is what Gillette thought was going to resonate with the American man when they put out this commercial. What would happen if they put out a commercial like this now? Would this be resonating? Maybe with 50% of men or quietly with all of them, and they're not willing to admit it. It's just interesting to see, and we're going to juxtapose it with a newer ad put out by Gillette that has taken a completely different tone towards men. I'm just wondering where this target audience has gone, because I feel that still most men deep down feel this way about their lives. They are inherently competitive and ambitious, and they want to assert themselves in the world and hopefully want to end up with a result like some of the men featured in this ad. But companies like Gillette are no longer playing to that feeling. It's no longer resonating, the things that they're saying. They've applied woke politics to their advertisements and are speaking to an audience that I would imagine would be marginal at best. So let's look at a new Gillette ad and remember that one that you just watched. That was family, competition, camaraderie. pursuing strong relationships. Now here's what Gillette has put out.
Bullying.
The Me Too movement against sexual harassment.
Masculinity.
Is this the best a man can get? Is it? We can't hide from it.
Sexual harassment is taking over.
It's been going on far too long. We can't laugh it off.
Who's the daddy?
What I actually think she's trying to say.
Making the same old excuses.
Boys will be boys.
Boys will be boys.
Wow.
Boys will be boys.
But something finally changed.
Allegations regarding sexual assault and
Young
sexual
Turks.
harassment.
But she says it's
And there will be no going back. Because we believe in the best in men.
Men need to hold other men accountable.
Smile, sweetie.
Come on.
To say the right thing. To act the right way.
Bro, not cool. Not cool.
Some already are.
Some.
In ways big
Yo, men, we're acting like
and small.
I am strong.
But some is not enough.
It's not how we treat each other, okay? Okay.
Because the boys watching today will be the men of tomorrow.
Okay, you get it. You get the gist. And it's so interesting that they even alluded to that first ad that we showed about, the best that a man can get. Now, there's nothing wrong necessarily with telling men that you need to raise up good young men and you need to lead by example for these men. But listen to some of the phrasing there. Some men are doing the right thing. I would argue that most American men who watch this ad would go, yeah, I don't want to go and sexually harass somebody. I am not saying that boys are just going to be boys and making an excuse for somebody. I'm not speaking for the women in my office. That's a message, in my opinion, that would resonate with most men. But according to this ad, it is some. And the depiction is completely switched. Instead of using your commercial to appeal to this strong sense of drive that I think most men have, and just most people in general have, to strive towards an ideal, to strive towards bettering yourselves, to get more competitive, to get more assertive, to work harder towards what is a goal that's going to bring about the best outcomes. Family, working hard, building strong relationships with both men and women. No. Let's just show all the horrible things that men do in our society and let everybody know that Gillette is against them. We must virtue signal with what are blatantly, morally obvious assertions that no, you shouldn't sexually harass people, and no, you shouldn't speak for other people, and no, you shouldn't bully other individuals. It's so interesting that they are so quick to tell you what they stand against now, and not really quick to say what they stand for. Although they're saying that, oh, well, some men are doing something about it. We're going to watch some other ads here, too, and go back into the olden days again to see what was being put out in America and just where our values lied. Again, with unity, with a shared message, and with a deep reverence for this country and the values that it was founded on. Here's one from Disney. And ask yourself again, what would happen if this ad was put out today on Disney Channel?
The flag means everything to me. It means life, it means freedom, it also means unity, and it means love.
Already canceled. Already done.
You see American flags everywhere, and it reminds you, but it also makes you really proud.
I spent my whole life pledging allegiance, and I don't think I can ever look at a flag the same way.
The flag stands for us as a group of people being united and being with each other in a time of need.
Proud to be American, flashing signs on the highway.
All the flags, you ride down the street and it makes you feel connected, like we're in this together.
It's a beacon of peace and liberty and justice and democracy, and we can hold it up high and hold it up proud.
Driving down streets and seeing, 16 houses all having their flags up high, and driving with my little American flag on my car. We've all come together in such unity. it's just amazing.
It's so awesome to see flags on everybody's car. We're so united. We are really a United States.
We should try to keep the flags flying to show that we still remember and that we still care and that we're still together in this.
Now, more than ever, it's important for people like you to express themselves every day.
You get the gist here watching this, how they were trying to put together this message of unity. And these are Disney kids talking to what? American children. This is when your parents sat you down in front of the TV with your apple and peanut butter and your ants on a log or whatever, and they turn on Disney for you to watch. This is the message that you were being left with as a child, to love the American flag and to love your country and try to get behind this message of unity. Now, you can barely leave your kid in front of the TV watching Disney Channel because you have no idea what they're going to watch. Maybe Proud Family's going to show up and they're going to scream, "Slaves built this country!" Slaves built this country! Like we referenced in the other videos we've done on how Disney has just gone completely downhill. Juxtapose those two things. The American flag is beautiful and it shows us unity and is just a strong symbol of democracy versus Proud Family, "Slaves built this country" in Disney in 2023. Just completely off the rails. And there's more. Look at our ads for, the U.S. Army or the CIA and how we are recruiting individuals to go to protect this country. Here's some of the recent advertisement that they've put out.
This is the story of a soldier who operates your nation's Patriot missile defense systems.
I'm already feeling so strong. This is the story of your U.S. Army sergeant. Y'all couldn't get somebody with a more empowering voice. It could still be a woman, but please, oh my gosh, can we get a little bit of grit in there?
It begins in California with a little girl raised by two moms.
Who cares?
Although I had a fairly typical childhood, took ballet, played violin, I also marched for equality. I like to think I've been defending freedom from an early age. When I was 6 years old, one of my moms had an accident that left her paralyzed. Doctors said she might never walk again. But she tapped into my family's pride to get back on her feet. Eventually standing at the altar to marry my other mom. With such powerful role models, I finished high school at the top of my class and then attended UC Davis, where I joined a sorority full of other strong women.
Oh, goodness.
But as graduation approached, I began feeling like I'd been handed so much in life, a sorority girl stereotype. Sure, I'd spent my life around inspiring women, but what had I really achieved on my own?
We're already 1 minute and 30 seconds into this ad, and nothing about the strength of the U.S. military or the U.S. military in general has been mentioned whatsoever. I don't know who this is aimed at recruiting, other than probably other weak-minded young females in America who think that their identity is deeply entrenched in their sex and their sexuality. I just don't understand who the target audience is for that. And it's honestly just asking other countries to make a mockery of this country. Let's go ahead and show this ad to China and Russia and see how fearful they are of the U.S. military. Let's see. We have another 30 seconds left in this ad. How exactly do we segue into the U.S. Army?
One of my sorority sisters was studying abroad in Italy. Another was climbing Mount Everest. I needed my own adventures, my own challenge. And after meeting with an Army recruiter, I found it. A way to prove my inner strength and maybe shatter some stereotypes along the way. I'm U.S. Army Corporal Emma Malone Lord, and I answered my calling.
Guys, I'm done. I don't have words for you. A way to speak at my inner strength. Okay, I was like, okay, good. And maybe shatter some stereotypes along the way. Maybe break the glass ceiling along the way. This is not... Do y'all remember when the U.S. military used to have ads that were like, "Be a man"?
I will never accept defeat.
I will never quit.
I will never leave a fallen comrade. I am disciplined.
I am disciplined.
Like, push yourself as hard as you can. Push yourself to the brink of your own existence. That was what the military used to be about. That was the ads they used to put out. And then young men, and yes, some young women, flocked to that because they wanted a challenge. They wanted to push the boundaries of their own mind, of their own strength, and support their country while doing it. And now you got this. I mean, I'm not surprised by young people who are like, yeah, I don't want to join the military. Why would I want to join the military? When you see stuff like this, what are you even defending at this point? Because we don't have shared values. It doesn't seem like we have shared morals. It doesn't seem like we have a shared love for country. If any of these advertisements are to be a reference of that, and they are in a sense. You know, I don't like seeing ads all day long. In fact, I get quite irritated by seeing advertisements. I believe we live in a society that is surrounded by commercialism and people trying to sell things to us. But they are honestly, it can be a deep reflection of who we are as individuals, what we are flocking towards, what is driving us in the day-to-day. And although much of this woke advertising is manufactured and it's being pushed with things like ESG and the government's sort of symbiotic relationship with these corporations, it's also speaking to how people in this country feel on any given issue. When you see this Bud Light bottle or can here with Dylan Mulvaney's face on it, it's speaking and taking a pulse on where our country is right now and what people are looking towards. Bud Light commercials that I recall used to be super masculine, so much so that, like, as a woman watching a Bud Light commercial, you're like, this is not funny.
It's the Bud Night. We're saved. Yes. Dilly dilly!
And I do not relate to this and I do not get it. And now, I guess this is what Bud Light's about, and it's not even at their target demographic, which would be American men. But here we are, because we virtue signal and we apply wokeness. And what I fear is that even though this may not be a reflection of American society today, you can tell a lie so many times that it becomes truth. So if all of our advertisements start to be reflective of this woke culture and of a complete negation of the American country and the American values that we're supposed to hold near and dear to our hearts, then sooner or later, it's just going to become truth. It's just going to become what we accept. It's just going to become what we sit our children down in front of the TV and they watch. Although we should all be wary of sitting our children down in front of the TV anyways. But it starts to become us. You know, you hear it enough, it becomes you. You think, therefore you are. And our advertisements are an indication of a great, great downfall in this country. So I figured I would share that with you all today. Let me know how you feel about this. Do you remember ads that you watched as a young person, or even if you're an older individual watching the show right now, just throughout your years in this country, where you've watched that shift happen and it seems like advertisements are no longer speaking to you, are no longer speaking to your values, and are no longer driving you towards an ideal? Because that's how I feel. And I can remember being born in 2000, just in the early 2000s, seeing ads that were far different from what we're seeing now. But now they're unacceptable. This Gillette ad that we showed in the beginning that shows men getting married and pursuing women and being athletic and striving towards an ideal, that's offensive now.
That's unbelievably offensive.
How dare you say that this is the only path for men? How dare you feature predominantly white males in this ad? There would be a slew of insults and offenses taken from seeing something like this. And it shows that our values are rotting away. And we need a resurgence, not just in advertisement, but just in general, in the way that we speak with one another, in our media, in, yes, our ads, if we even want to go that far. It just needs to come back. But let me know your thoughts. As always, like, subscribe, click the notification bell to be notified every single time we post a video for you guys. And let me know, are there other ads that I should look up from other companies that are shifting and changing? Because Bud Light and Gillette have certainly gone off the deep end on this stuff. And of course, there's many other companies that have done the same that we've covered on this show. We got a long road ahead of us, bringing back a resurgence of these sorts of old school values, but we're here to do it. Guys, thanks for watching.